How to find the distance between two parallel lines. In our example, we will be extracting the coordinates of the lines from a graph, so we will be using these formulas to find first the equations of the lines. What are parallel lines? These are lines that has the same direction. In this example, we have two lines. Before we can calculate for the distance between these two lines, we have to convert these into equations. As you can see, there are two blue points on each of the line. We will take first the coordinates of the upper line. These are now the coordinates of the blue points from the upper line. What we do next is we mark the coordinates. Just like that, with subscripts 1 and 2, just to not to be confused. This is the formula for the slope, represented by the letter m. Now, all we have to do is substitute from the above values. Assuming that the calculations are correct, we arrive at -3 over -4. We now have a slope of 3 over 4. This formula is called point slope form. We will use this to process the equation. Just like the slope, we just have to substitute from the above values. After the substitution, what we do now is, we distribute the denominator to the left, and the numerator to the right. Assuming that the calculations are correct, we now have 4y minus 12 equals 3x minus 3. Now we arrange the equation, having all the constants on the right. Since 3x is negative, we may want to multiply -1 to both of the sides. Just like as shown. Now we have just formed the equation of the upper line, so let's keep this aside at the moment, as we are going to process the second line. The second line has the following coordinates, and is already marked. Let's calculate for the slope with this formula. Assuming that the calculations are correct, we arrive at the slope of -3 over -4. Our slope becomes positive 3 over 4 as it was both negative. Now let us substitute using the point slope form. Next is we multiply the denominator to the left, and the numerator to the right. We now have 4y minus 4, equals 3x minus 9. We can now arrange the equation, moving all constants to the right. Now let's process the constants -9 plus 4. We may want to multiply -1 to both sides, to make 3x positive. Just as shown. Now the equation of the second line is created. These are now the equations of the two line. We can now calculate for the distance between, but first we can do some markings. Just like as shown. Using this formula, it's now easy to calculate. We can now do substitution from the above values. Assuming that the calculations are correct, we arrive and calculated the distance between the two parallel lines. Distance is equal to 2.8.